Today, we're beginning a new journey in the Galar region. My name is Matt, but you can call me Matt Surprise. My goal? I'm going to complete the Galar Dex, the Isle of Armor Dex, and the Crown Tundra Dex using only Pokemon from Surprise Trade, which is just Wonder Trade under a new name for some reason, where you send out a random Pokemon and get a random Pokemon in return. While this would be an insane challenge to take on solo, I'm not interested in doing it that way. I want to bring my community together to make it fun.
Irritable bowel syndrome.
Because in 2026, the natural state of Surprise Trade is not fun. It has become overrun with bots, which are not only a dead end for your Pokemon never to be seen again or used in any context, but they also send out hacked shinies with website URL nicknames that lead to the Pokemon black market where they try to sell more hacked shinies for real money. Don't support these guys making money off of worthless data that's meant to be free, and can easily be obtained for free. We're banding together to outnumber the bots for possibly the first time in years on this game. So let's start our adventure, get our Pokedex, and see how quickly we can fill it with surprise trades only. Welcome to the Sword and Shield Surprise Trade Gauntlet. I hope you enjoy. Listen, we've got a brand new save file, and I do not want to be trading out over 1,000 early game Wooloo. I want to trade out some of my favorites, so I had some extra preparation to do. Since this is a Generation 8 video, I'm going to start with trading out my favorite Pokemon from Generation 8. Phalanx. And what better place to catch a ton of Phalanx in Sword and Shield than in Pokemon Scarlet. For the first time since the time capsule in Gold and Silver on the Game Boy, Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet can go back a generation to Sword and Shield as long as they're in the game. So I ran around the desert capturing as many marked Phalanx as I could. And what better time to start this than on March 14th during a travel disaster. Because of early morning airport security lines that took hours because reasons, I missed my Corviknight flying taxi to Japan. After rebooking things, I had an overnight layover, so I decided to spend the night in the airport in one of those miniature nap suites, which feel just as surreal as they look. It's my setup for the night. There's an octopus. M. We got whatever that art is. It's clearly labeled as art right there, and has its own ambient lighting. Ooh, we're gonna start getting stuff for the Sword and Shield Wonder Trade Gauntlet. So the first box of Phalanx I traded out was caught here. Dude, there's no way. The very first one I catch, rare mark. Zach and Cody are in there somewhere.
Oh, there's Latios.
The next morning in the San Diego airport, I had lots of ideas swimming around in my head, and I decided to literally shift gears to start gathering another one of my favorite Pokemon, Clang. This has not always been one of my favorite Pokemon, but it's won my heart over after learning it was the least searched and most forgotten Pokemon. And catching and surprise trading a ton of Clang is but one of the many machinations I'm working on to make people remember this thing. This room called the Multimedia Lounge seemed to be just as popular as Clang, and I chilled out here by myself catching Clang until I was able to board my flight to Japan. And watched Wolfie's 4-hour video ranking every Pokemon. Clang did not perform all that great, unfortunately. After the kind lady next to me offered to film some out the window, I decided to try and get a shiny in the air in Scarlet. And I succeeded. I found this Gauntlet. And then I was in Japan, but let's just cut to the parts where I'm collecting Pokemon for this.
Hey, it's me, Blue Vector. Alpha Pokemon are back at the Monster Hunter Cafe.
Despite having never played a Monster Hunter game, I decided to tag along with Tales of Taylor's reservation at the Monster Hunter Cafe, which is kind of a perfect spot to be catching things for surprise trades, because back when I did this in Shining Pearl, the very first Pokemon I was traded was a Corphish begging me to play Monster Hunter. And I'm happy to say, I still have not played Monster Hunter yet. And then, on the very last day of the trip for me, we went on a little train ride to Chichibu. And while I was catching Clang on this train, the unexpected happened.
That's so cool. There's a shiny Clang on the train.
Gear station.
I'm definitely not surprise trading this one. I'm keeping my Trang.
I think that this Clang, it deserves a wonderful trip to the toilet for ladies.
I don't think any of us will forget the clang that we saw that day. And Chichibu was one of the most scenic and amazing places I went on the entire trip. And on a trip that was mostly planned around Pokemon tourism, it was a good reminder that you need to go to some places that don't involve Pokemon at all. Though Chichibu would technically geographically fall around the area where Viridian Forest is. But anyway, let's go back to America, the beautiful land of Taco Bell parking lots, and on April 5th, let's actually start trading after catching some final Phalanx.
Oh my gosh, that's it! That's it! A 12-segment Phalanx! Oh my gosh!
Ready to Wonder Trade today. Sorry, surprise trade. Hello everyone, my name is Markiplier, and welcome to Pokemon Sword and Shield. I put together a tracker of every Pokemon that's in the game, except for a few starters, legendaries, and Ultra Beasts that are exclusive to Dynamax Adventures, since none of these have Dex entries. And every legendary that would be considered a cover legendary can't be surprise traded because it's considered special. I hadn't realized it yet at the time, but Zacian, Zamazenta, Eternatus, and Calyrex are also too special for surprise trades, so I won't be getting those unfortunately. Everything else is fair game though. So without further ado, let's get into things and start. Starting out with a French Sneasel, check out that Dex entry. And a Spheal. Oh, I didn't get a Dex entry because I forgot to get the DLC Pokedexes. So I had to go say hi to my favorite beautiful pink sensation, Galarian Slowpoke, and got the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra Dexes. Then the fun continued. We Sporced! Ninvender, no! A bot! It's champion time! So tragically, my first shiny and trait evolution of this gauntlet were from a bot. But then Anubis told me you can actually go into your Ycom and press R to block them. Can I find the vendor? There they are. Block. Shiny Xurkitree. Oh no, this is a YouTube link! While the bots sent out shady business practice links, the chat was sending out YouTube links. A meta that had started during my Ultra Sun version of this.
If Matt does not receive a shiny within the next 30 trades, he will explode.
I'll explode? I think we were succeeding in making surprise trade a lot more fun. Hashtag play Mahjong. Oh no, this is a YouTube link. Sharpest milk kitchen knife in the world. We had the return of Pokemon with oil in their names. Oil Slurper! There's our first oil! Whoa, shiny Virizion. Okay, I'm not blowing up. I'm not blowing up. Mr. Beast 2? I didn't know they made a second one. Some brand new characters. The Sizzler? I'm trading with the Sizzler right now. I'm scared. Oh, Sizzlipede, I see. Thin Bacon. Wait, what? That one's called I Love Absol. Aww. Absol stinks! It was bait this entire time? And one of my favorite phenomena. A random person getting one of these Pokemon and getting super confused so they make a Reddit post about it. This was super fun and all, but I haven't brought up the painful part of Sword and Shield surprise trades yet. Even at peak online activity, sometimes you have to wait minutes for a trade. You can actually run around in the overworld while you're waiting on receiving a trade. But from my testing, getting into encounters and a lot of other things actually delay the matchmaking process instead of running it in the background. So you really can't do all that much while waiting on a trade. I resorted to some interesting forms of entertainment, like trying to see a visual bug where it looks like people are walking on thin air. Oh, they're on air, they're on air, they're on air, they're on air. Oh, let's go. Look, we got a walker, we got a walker. And trying to do an interesting bike glitch, where if the game detects that you're on the water, it puts you on the bike early, even if you don't have a bike yet. So I'll spend a lot of time just running around on this beach here while getting more trades. Sending Crane Game to arcade? It's going home! What? We got the Crane Game back from the arcade now? Came back as a shrimp. PhD Agonite. It's the doctor! It's Dr. Agonite! Absol smells! Well, I am capable of that. That's one of the 5 senses. I do smell. Swarm of Bee! Bijong! Also on the first stream, I had a pretty big milestone. I got one of my own Pokemon back, which was a good thing because this was the only Clang I received this entire gauntlet. I truly am Clang's only soldier. Toru Adachi. The IRS! The IRS is in Motostoke. 179 trades and the beginning of a Bulbasaur ARG later. Yippee! We were at 134 in the Dex, and I immediately got back to work. collecting Pokemon to trade some out the next day.
Okay, 1 second, 1 second. We're about to... Alright, there's the capture right there. Boom.
And there's the flapper. Morale was still high, and day 2 was a good repeat of day 1. Let me get a McPick 2. Address me, the elephant in the room! 3 seconds. That's it! That's it! After blocking the trade bots, the only links I was getting were to Scott the Woz videos. Alright, thanks for the shell gone, Scott. That is, until I got this certain YouTube link from Oobleg, which would change the tone of everything. What's this one now from Oobleg?
IBS beam.
With the IBS beam?
Targeting weapon that will infuse its target with IBS. Irritable bowel syndrome. The syndrome in which irritates one's bowels.
Not my bowels! If I didn't get a shiny within the next 30 trades, Gup Gup would fire the IBS beam. A fate worse than being exploded. Getting IBS. Mountain don't. And tragically, over the next 30 trades, I did not get a shiny, and Gup Gup fired the ray. But hey, at least I didn't run into any trade bots. 711.com. Oh no, not one of these bot links. Don't buy Pokemon from 7-Eleven, y'all, okay? I ended day 2 with 195 in my dexes. With my bowels irritated, I hopped on Pokemon Scarlet and gathered more Pokemon for the next day. Oh, Mall Baby 2, what? What? Well, this doesn't count for Wonder Trade, but Mall Baby 2, the sequel. Oh, Shiny Silicobra.
Oh, what a silly cobra.
What's the name of the Jetpack Cat? Is it Jetpack Cat?
Jetpack cat.
Hello. Well, that's a shiny Phalanx that I'm gonna Wonder Trade out. On day 3, I decided to catch some Phalanx while riding my exercise bike. Unfortunately not in Sword and Shield, but another shiny nonetheless. Boom, Cacnea. Then later that evening, I did a charity stream for Gamers Outreach, a charity that helps provide gaming setups to kids in hospitals. With incentives like trading out shinies, now it is shiny time. Terry, Salted Neos, enjoy. And I'm getting Cobalion. What a good trade, genuinely. A shiny Cobalion that's also a YouTube link. I didn't know Cobalion liked this song. And a few promises for future streams, like playing a bunch of horse games, making tier lists, doing trades at Burger King, and playing Mahjong, which was, for some reason, something that was continuously requested this time around. Krajong Jr. He watches. Uh-oh. He's watching me. John Pork Gaming with the $100 donation to Gamers Outreach. I like pizza, I like hamburger, I like candy, I like playing video game. This is me. Whoa, Pelipper, close up. Whoa, whoa! I saw sides of Pelipper I never thought that I would see. Oh my gosh. We collectively raised over $1,500. Hi, Natu. Hi, Emily. All right, let's clean up the webcam. Oh, we're getting a Porygon Z. Hold on, let me squeegee some. Oh wait, I forgot to apply the Windex. I'm stupid. Uncle Doug. Hi, Uncle Doug.
Enjoy whoever gets them. Your Uncle Doug's from Alola. Uncle Doug will see you later.
Just Dance? If you take away anything from this video, it's that the Pokemon community is awesome and can really make a difference in people's lives, even when I act stupid like this. I'm doing the Jinx right now. And at the end of the night, I finally succeeded. Wait, I did the bike glitch! I did the bike glitch! Let's go! We did it! After all this time, we're on a bike! Oh, let's open up my bag real quick to show you. I don't have a bike, but I sure am riding it right now. But then I wanted to test out to see what would happen if I saved and soft reset the game and my bike was gone. Pokemon Champions has been released. Look underneath that magnificent Charizard, Lucario, Pikachu, Gardevoir fight. It's a progress bar. I unwound by starting Champions and I got my first shiny. Shiny! Shiny! My first shiny! Ampharos! Look at the sparkles! And I haven't played much Champions since. I'm waiting for Mega Phalanx and Absol Z. Pokemon Sleep was doing a Latias event at the time too, so some friends and I got together to watch Pokemon Heroes, the movie all about them. All while I caught some Oddish.
I'm a subtitle freak, bro. I'm always on subtitles.
I actually am.
This
very
Oddish was summoning the void. There was like nothing but darkness beneath it. That was so weird. Also, did you know in the English dub of this, they captioned Totodile to say "I'm sorry" here? Because we didn't. Then on April 8th, day 4, while I was out looking for the new Mountain Dew flavor, unbeknownst to me, someone was pulling a crazy shenanigan with a pre-recorded video on my stream. Alright, y'all. We got another normal day of Wonder Trade ahead of us. You really thought that Matt would be here? That was just a video. It's me, Calzone. That dirty Mountain Dew. Matt's going out and getting it. He's a bozo. I already got it right here. There was no AI there. I hired an Oddish to look just like Matt. This is that Oddish right now. Put on a lot of makeup. Alright, listen to the crisp opening sound of the dirty Mountain Dew. Oh yeah, first sip of this. Oh, that hits! I have 4 boxes of Oddish today, and I have 6 very special world record holding shiny Oddish. Tay! Sandygast. A nice little castle. Oh, another Oddish! I hate Calzone! Look away, look away! This one's called Friends. And that's definitely not something we'll ever be, Getty.
Hi, Matt.
I'll tell Matt you said hi. Hold on. Smelly Split says hi, Matt. Alright, y'all. He said alright, y'all, okay? Calzone got maximum mileage out of that pre-recorded video, and I got him to run around on Route 2, one of the more commonly seen places for the bike glitch. It takes a lot of deliberation. The bike glitch! The bike glitch! We did it! No, we got into a battle. The bike is gone. You're not convinced I'm not a monster? You know, Matt, say alright, y'all, if I'm not a monster. Alright, y'all. I'm not a monster. I'm not a monster. See? I smell cheese. Man, this Calzone guy has all the luck. He kept getting all these Pokemon that I needed for my Pokedex. And what do I get? I get told that I stink and smell.
You stink and smell and...
Then I come back at the end of stream, only to have to wear a skirt. Not cool. But hey, we've got over 300 in our decks now. I took the next day off from trading, finally hatching some of my favorite Pokemon Absol.
That looks like a huge Absol. Right?
Yeah, it's Sword and Shield. It's gigantic. It takes up so much screen real estate when it hatches.
Large and in charge.
I'll name it that.
And 1 Magnemite egg that somehow was in my boxes. On day 5, the spectacle was truly what was getting sent to me. Like demands from someone named the Friend Doctor, the owner of the Friend Safari, begging for it to be part of Safari Week. I also got a shiny Regirock, where we visited Gup Gup the Crested Gecko again, who pointed the IBS beam at chat if I didn't find another new dex entry within the next 15 trades. Luckily, Larry Vesta was there to save the day. We also got a nice little cameo from my life-size Flareon, which is way larger than I ever expected it to be. And we found old legends from the Ultra Sun Ultra Moon days. Absol Poops! It's them! It's them! It's them! Of course it's the soft serve. Just color it brown and there you go. And we got the top 5 punk girls by the Matt who likes punk girls.
Hashtag punk girls. Hashtag pink girls. Hashtag Calzone is a Viltrumite. Hashtag horse. Hashtag punk girls and oilers. Hashtag milkos. Hashtag the
Audio Jungle.
Later in the evening, it was brought to my attention that history was about to happen with the Artemis 2 splashdown. So of course I had to pull that up and watch it. Splash! Sploosh! It's just a shiny bonsai in the middle of the ocean. And the dex was coming along nicely by the end of the night. But we still had so much more to go. And I had a promise I wanted to fulfill the next day. And I wanted to carry out a neat idea I've always had. So Carablast and Shelmet are 2 Pokemon that only evolve when traded with each other. And I've always wanted to evolve both of them on Wonder Trade. So I put out a call to action for people to gather these bugs. And I was going to try and get both evolutions while fulfilling my promise to surprise trade at Burger King. Why did they make it look like a poo? They have tacos now? Even though I couldn't walk to Burger King anymore because I don't live within walking distance of a Burger King, I still connected to Whopper Wi-Fi after driving there, and I still felt like the Burger King of Galar getting these trades in. Galar is a monarchy decided by Burger King tacos, right?
Showman. Let's go. Electric bug. Carablast.
It thankfully only took me 15 minutes to get both bugs, and it didn't look like I was loitering. Some others in the community, like the legendary Whomper, also decided to do some surprise trades at Burger King that day. When I got home from Burger King, I went live to trade even more, and I pulled off the Carablast Shelmet trade 16 times over the course of this stream, with 15 evolutions and 1 Sorry Mat, holding an Everstone. I never realized this, but apparently when one of them is holding an Everstone, neither of them evolve. And speaking of Everstones, I also got the classic Mindy's Haunter, Gaspar, and this little Phantom who didn't evolve named Friend. Because of these bugs, it wasn't really a day of tremendous Dex progress, but I still got some cool stuff here and there. Alright, let's check out Crouton.net. Oh yeah, this is a website right here. Click and hold LeBron. He spun! Oh, this is useful. Plus more Monster Hunter propaganda. I also experienced the longest wait of the entire Gauntlet for a surprise trade. 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And it makes me wonder how long things can take when there aren't over 100 people all trying to surprise trade at the same time. A bomb! Take shelter! Take cover! Fight glitch! And the final trade of the day was an Event Amoongus. Because while Sword and Shield is pretty restrictive about what can be surprise traded, unlike its 3DS predecessors, there's no limit to what ribbons a Pokemon can have, so event Pokemon like this can be traded. It's time for an Arctivish intermission, an intervision if you will. I was rushing things a bit too much doing these streams every day. This wasn't like the Ultra Sun Ultra Moon one where we had a strict deadline of 3DS online services shutting down. So I needed to take a little bit more time to let people gather Pokemon, and to make things more interesting myself. So I took a few days off, because I was bracing myself for one of the most intense traditions in Galar's rich history. Arctivish's extinction is said to be linked to the lack of tier lists in its ecosystem. So if I didn't make enough tier lists on Tier List Tuesday, Arctivish was gonna go extinct again. And I can't let that happen. Let's get ready to tier some lists right now. We're love! Yeah, we're love! John Cena. So I tier listed dinosaurs, regional birds. I learned of the Andrew who also likes punk girls. Next we have shiny Corphish sprites tier list. The top tier of this is called Matt Play MH. And as the night went on, the tier lists got more and more out of my areas of expertise. Like ranking every Godzilla. This one, he looks like he's in like a Pepsi ad. Like he's just like enjoying the crisp taste of a Pepsi, and they got him holding the can and he's just like, ah. The Shattergang brothers? How can I like not put brotherly love in S tier? Slow bad? Yeah, pretty bad. We got Squee! Oh, I love Squee. Squee seems like a nice guy. I'm gonna put Squee up there. Pee your pants! No! I refuse! I will not pee my pants right now. Drizzile? Watch Cars 2 and 3? How are there this many? Wow, we're all just staring out at the sea together. Isn't that romantic? We have Shiny Lightning McQueen. That's pretty cool. Some of these tier lists took maximum brain power to create. That's grass. That's grass. 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 If you need tier lists to survive, like Arctivish, I recommend you check out the VOD of this on the second channel to see my rationale. Dog breeds illustrated names. Guys, we're not doing this one. We're not doing this one. And with that, we were at 435 in the Dex.
After a successful tier list Tuesday, you gotta follow it up with Horse Game Wednesday. Sorry, I was just doing a little bit of light reading. We got ice cream. We got come on down, take a picture, be lots of fun. Ciao.
Over the past 2 years, I've been amassing more horse games since the last time I did this. And throughout stream, I let chat decide which horse game I would play next. Oh, hey, sorry. Yeah, y'all aren't supposed to see that. And of course, we started with the one that's not a horse game, Russell Grant Astrology. Russell Grant's Astrology for the Nintendo DS. Russell Grant! Russell Grant! 7:34 p.m. EST. Welcome to Russell Grant's Astrology. Learn all about yourself and your stars. I have IBS now, where I wanted to get the speedrun world record, which involves answering a bunch of astrology questions. I think that's world record. But I clearly didn't watch the speedruns closely enough because I only did 4 out of 10 chapters, so this was not even close. Up next was a browser game called Horse Magnifier, which was really fun. Wait, horse option? What does horse do? Every game needs this. This feels like a game you'd play in a lucid dream. It does. So it looks like for this one, you go for the triple stack. And next up was Barbie's Horse Adventures for the Game Boy Advance. Compete in 8 events to earn money for the horse charity. The horse charity! Oh! It could be a horse named Charity, you're right. Earn 8 coins in each event to give the horse charity. Aw, Barbie's given 8 whole coins! Screen normal. Oh! This is Barbie's skunk. This is where I'd store my Barbie Horse Adventures trophies. If I had some. You could, like, throw this in a liminal space compilation. But before I could start my horse adventure, I got threatened by the IBS beam again. Okay, so it's isometric. I'm holding up right now. This is right. Oh, and you can also just steer the horse. We beat the level. Oh, we have a cutscene. Look at that. That was a really clean dismount animation for Game Boy Advance, honestly. Oh, she's literally just Barbie the doll. Oh, she's talking about Game Boy Advance. New horses sponsored? Charity photo album. Belle. Oh, we have horse facts? Wow, they have nothing to say about Bluebell. Isabella. The oldest horse was Old Billy. He lived until he was 62. Well, yeah, I don't know why Isabella knows that or what it has to do with her. Maybe she's gunning for the record. Then it was time for Pets Horses too. They really wanted us to know that. Why are they duplicating things on the top and bottom screen? Girl, where's your torso? We got the butterflies. We have parental horse love. Load game? We have Axe! And we have Janothan! These 3 brushes kind of look like they could be like new Tatsugiri forms. If I opened a book and it read like this, I would just get mad. If a foal falls ill, you can send him to the Imagine Animal Doctor game. Wait, what? We got cross-game communication? So AXP has a horse named GDBCQ. Game's done British Columbia quick. There we go. Save the animals. You have not fed your foal correctly. He's fallen sick. This is sad. Imagine how many kids tried to like guilt trip their parents into being like, my horse is dying. I need Imagine Animal Doctor. Jonathan! Let's go! Already! Next up is a game that I genuinely think people are sleeping on. Pony Friends. That was like the most like 2007 Windows Vista transition ever. Alright, let's see what else we got to offer here. Stable. Let's see what's on this file. Look at the name of our horse. Girl. I like the donate button, just like holding out a little horse. Your pony has the flu. You can create a custom blanket. Oh, look at that. We have a phalanx on the horse. Photos? Do we have any photos? Insects? This is Animal Crossing. What the heck? What do you mean we can collect coins and shells too? What are our goals? How many days have you played Pony Friends? Has anyone ever 100%ed this game? Is the Pony Club pink? It is! Look! This is what Chaperone was talking about. Touch a creature to take a photo. Wait, is this Pokemon Snap? And you can pet the horse? I need, like, the pester. Oh. That's somehow a picture of the flying squirrel. Wait, shout into the mic to encourage your pony? So go out there and win that race, girl. You got the flu. That doesn't matter. When did the flu ever stop anyone? It might have stopped William Henry Harrison. Actually, I think William Henry Harrison had pneumonia. Whoa, look at these decades of caked on horse dust. Next, we had horses for the Game Boy Advance. Twice. I have 2 copies. One of them is shiny. I hunted it full odds in the grass. This is a Game Boy Advance game, so it had to be 180, 192. This is one of those life sim management games that gets so absurdly complicated outside of the realm of just having horses that I don't know how any kid could play this for an extended period of time. Oh, they're pre-named horses. That's boring. But things get even more confusing with Horse Racing Sim winning post because it's all in Japanese. There's a green horse? Who is she? Wait, this is the Mario Paint Fly Swatter minigame, kinda. Arigatou gozaimasu. And I think we found a graphical glitch. What the heck? I don't think the graphics are supposed to look like this. Then we ended the night with Barbie Riding Camp, which actually felt like a horse game for kids. And now we've done over 1,100 trades and have over 475 in the decks. That's the power of holding y'all hostage with horse games. Inspired by the nature exploration in Pony Friends, on April 18th I went on a hike with my friend Phil to look for birds, hatching some Absol in the process. Then I saw a different bird, the CFO, the Chief Finger Officer of a chicken place called Lane's, which predates popular chicken place Raising Cane's but tastes very similar and is a similar concept. On April 19th, I finally cut down the Dex tracker to just the remaining Pokemon, and I missed the memo that it was the day of the Alolan Executor. I even got a baffling, non-shiny botted Alolan Executor. Before day 1 of this, I received a cryptic comment saying that the Paul McCartneys were ready to be traded, and I finally got an answer as to who Paul McCartney was. Oh, Paul McCartney! Paul McCartney! I finally got him after 1,112 trades. How long it took to receive Paul McCartney really reminded me of just how many stories could be told through surprise trade, and how much this narrative depends on the luck I have to encounter each and every one of you. Wondering how many stories weren't told just because we never crossed paths. Because what you don't see from my side are people gathering boxes of an individual Pokemon just to try and get it to me to add to the deck. Okay, this was my prediction for the last Pokemon. Hi, I'm New. Hi, New, I'm Matt. That's really why there are so many Alolan Executor. The less Pokemon we have left, the more likely I am to get strange dupes. I know sandwiches are Paldean, but this is an extremely Galarian sandwich called a Chip Buddy. Also, this is my shadow. I can't wait to try this. I'm gonna have to keep buying curry sauce. This is delicious. Oh, it's cool. On day 10, someone named Surprise Tracy suddenly appeared, sending me some family members. I also got to observe a very unique, weird glitch that exists in these games, with a Pokemon given the nickname Egg. The Egg? What the heck? Wait, it's just named Egg. The game thinks it's an egg. Ringo Starr. John Lennon. I also finally got a Togetic, which Pause the Cat was making demands for me to get in several YouTube videos. Oh, hashtag Murkrow! And I finally got my true favorite evolution. It's pointing at you! From here on out, any stream could end up being the final one. And the decks only had one legendary, Cubfu, and a bunch of evolved Pokemon left. Which from past experience is usually how things go at the end. And poor Clauncher and Volibee seem to be the last 2 hatchable Pokemon. Back at home visiting the family right now. Catching some Phalanx right here, Lakes. I visited the lake where I recorded the Sword movie intro initially, and I walked around the old stomping grounds looking at all the real-life Pokemon that live there. These 2 birds are version exclusives. American? What the heck? I got to see the 2 legendary hero dogs of Galar, Zacian and Zamazenta.
Alright, got some perfect order packs from these dogs. They gave it to me. Mega Zygarde EX. Birdie is so much stronger than this guy. And what the heck is going on in this pack? Half the cards are upside down. What did you do, Beasley? They're backwards. Rosa's Encouragement. Beasley. Did you like Rosa's Encouragement? Okay. Thank you for not eating that pack. Oh, she almost ate it. And then I learned that without a doubt, I will be reaching Unk status soon.
Uncle Matt or Uncle Absol?
Oh, what? That's awesome! Uncle Matt, parentheses, Absol. Yeah. That is extremely rare. I've never seen that in a pack before. Then I watched a ton of Jeopardy with my mom while catching a bunch of Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet.
Mom, do you have a name for a young eagle?
How about Lil Eagle?
Lil Eagle? Okay.
Then after a nice couple days back at home, I drove back and applied to become an Ales manager on the way. Sadly, I did not get the job, so I had to go back on surprise trade that night for what could possibly be the last session. As a little extra gimmick, I opened some Ascended Heroes that I ordered from the Pokemon Center. And Jamming Tower! Look at that, it's got the Tailo at the top! Oh, the Scorbunny art rare! This is Wonder Supreme! In the flesh, in the card! This could have been the final stream, but I had just driven about 8 hours and only wanted to do a shorter stream. Still, in that period of time, we managed to make tremendous dex progress with very little overlap in the Pokemon people were sending. I'm still really impressed that the coordination that the community is able to pull off every time. Matt's a frog. What? I'm a frog? How are surprise trades growing? I just learned I'm a frog! I then began the prep for the true finale. Kevin! And I also went to go see Miku in concert again.
We got Hatsune Miku gonna be on stage soon in the fog. She's currently like Zacian at the beginning of Sword and Shield.
And Zamazenta.
And I'm like Hop. That's Leon's brother.
And of course, I had to record some of it on my 3DS. That's insane. A Alolan Executor on top of the tree? Oh, it's a shiny Cottony. I failed one of these in the Lucario Gauntlet.
May 3rd. Just going for a nice walk through the woods. Thinking about Mahjong and some surprise trades later. Man, I'm just thinking about those Mahjong tiles. I wonder what wildlife I'll see today. Oh, wait a second. That's just not any regular brick. That's extremely popular and lovable Pokemon Clang.
Yo, dude, so I heard you were talking about Mahjong. I think you should play Tomodachi Life instead, and you should catch another box of me for your surprise trades.
Okay, Clang, I'll do that for sure. Also, I totally didn't just slip and fall in the mud.
I listened to Klang's advice to play Tomodachi Life, but also I was obligated to do some Mahjong! Got the toil! I'm level 100. I will play G in attack mode. I really didn't know anything about Mahjong going into this, so I played 2 different versions of them. One of them being Rishi Mahjong, which is like a multiplayer thing, and I had no idea what I was doing. Watch an ad and get 300 coins GIF? Alright, sure, let's watch an ad real quick right now. X-Plow, that's brand new. Oh, that's the ad right there. Scott the Waz playing Mahjong Solitaire on Clubhouse Games. And the other being Mahjong Solitaire, which became something that I began to understand, but was really, really bad at. Look at that! Look at all the symbols! Klang's Bulbapedia page. They got USB key Mahjong! I don't know, I think we'll do twins for the Sword and Shield dogs. And in the meantime, the Dex entries kept flowing in. We need to start a little kick line. We need to start doing, like, joyous kicks in celebration of Sarina. If you rule out people trying to trade me for political gain, like the Friend Doctor trying to get a Friend Safari Day during Safari Week. Friends Day? You might wonder, why do people do this? Why are people so generous and willing to put in so much time to try and get all of these surprise trades to me? And I honestly don't think it's because of me. I think it's because of what we want Sword and Shield surprise trade to be. It's a feature in the games that's completely reflective of the people online who are playing it. With a common goal in mind and so many people joining in, Surprise Trade felt alive again. And it's truly a reminder that no Pokemon game can ever truly be a dead game, even if it's left the cultural discussions you see in your algorithmic feeds these days. Except for Pokemon Rumble Rush.
Or maybe everyone's just really afraid of getting IBS.
And no matter what stupid thing I was doing, like playing Mahjong or horse games, or drawing a realistic depiction of my old apartment's electrical breaker in Tomodachi Life. Oh, Voilapede! You as a community were the ones doing such an insanely cool thing, surprise trading out this entire Dex. Oh my gosh. Reuniclus! Tyranitar is the finale. That is not what I was anticipating. I was thinking Kubfu at the end, honestly. Tyranitar! That's it! That's the end! Blair! We've done it! But had I actually done it yet? We needed to check the Dex for human error. Crown Tundra, we're missing 2. Which would be Calyrex and... what else are we missing here? Maybe a mythical? Don't tell me there's just a random guy that we're missing in here. Well, the good news for me was, it wasn't a guy. Oh, wait! It was a lass. Do I not have Frostlass? All hands on deck, we might need Frostlass! Isle of Armor Dex, we're good on that one. Okay, Frostlass, but also Zacian, Zamazenta, Eternatus, that accounts for 3 of them. Grubbin? How do I not have Grubbin? I'm just in awe at the breaker. How's this real? Frostlass, right off the bat? Are you kidding me? Just like that? Dang, look at that silly dance. There's shiny Grubbin! There's Grubbin! It's named Kecleon. I still can't believe that, like, Grubbin was the last one. In what universe? Now the Dex is just missing the 4 special legendaries that can't be surprise traded. And I'll play through the rest of the game with a team of y'all's Pokemon to get 3 out of 4 of them, and then I'm just going to transfer in a Zamazenta from Shield. But in order to do that, we need to go through every Pokemon I got and look at some stats. Special thank you again to Drifting Quill, as usual, for starting a spreadsheet of everything that I got. I finished off the job myself this time, and for the first time ever, I didn't accidentally retrade anyone's Pokemon, or even my own Pokemon that I got back. So I can accurately say we did 1662 trades over the course of this. And out of those 1662, these are the Pokemon I got the most. Starting in 5th place, we have a 2-way tie between Sizzlipede and Sobble, one of the starters, and Sizzlipede thanks to the mysterious community member known as the Sizzler. In 4th place, we've got Magikarp and Squavit, with 14 each. Pretty standard early game Pokemon that I'm not surprised to see here. In 3rd place, we have a 3-way tie between Rookidee, Mimikyu, and Nickit. Mimikyu is definitely the standout here, just being a very popular Pokemon that a lot of people enjoy trading out. In 2nd place, we have a veteran of appearing on these lists, Eevee, with 16. And then in 1st place, we have a 2-way tie between Scorbunny and Charmander, with 19 each. I feel like these results are about what you'd expect if you just regularly hopped on Sword and Shield Surprise Trade right now. It's when you scroll down the list we start to see a bunch of outliers, like our good ol' Burger King bugs, which would collectively take 1st place if we combined each one with their evolutions. So now, what's that final team of 6 going to be? I gathered a bunch of Pokemon out of these 1662 and created a tournament bracket for chat to vote to decide on the final 6. And this is our final team. Hatsune Liku the Farfetch'd, Address Me the Qfant, 7:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time the Esper, Kecleon the Shiny Grubbin, Gubgub the Anorith, and Yay the Silvally. We've got a whole Galar adventure ahead of us to complete the rest of the decks. But that's something that we're not going to handle this video. We're going to save that for next time. Thanks again for joining in on these surprise trades. We're going to do this in Scarlet and Violet someday, and hopefully Winds and Waves if they announce surprise trades in that game. Fingers crossed. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.